This story is about a dangerous network that has been taking young girls from Edo State and moving them across countries into Europe. So it is called human trafficking, and it has been happening for many years. This didn't start today, it didn't start last year. For decades, especially from the 1990s to now, many girls have been promised a better life abroad, a job, money, a new beginning. But what they were not told was the truth waiting for them at the end of the journey. Some never made it safely, some made it but became trapped in a life they never agreed to, and some are still trying to escape as we speak. This is not just one case, this is a pattern, a system, a silent crime that has affected thousands of lives. And in this story, I'm going to be explaining a lot of things that are hidden to you about this human trafficking, how they operate. You will see how it starts, how it happens, and why so many never return the same. It always starts with a promise as usual, a better life, a job in Europe, money, respect, freedom. And in Edo State, stories like these are common. A young girl is approached, sometimes by a friend, sometimes by a relative, sometimes by someone she trusts. They tell her, I can take you to Europe and you will work, you will make money, your life will change. And obviously, that will be a good news for anybody who hears that. At first, it sounds too good to be true. But then, they show proof, pictures, videos, other girls who have made it. And that seems to be catchy, a very strong strategy to entice young ladies. They show nice clothes, nice phones, better life, and slowly the doubt disappears. Hope takes over immediately, and eventually these girls agree. But before the journey begins, there is one more step. A warning disguised as ritual, and they don't know. She's taken somewhere very quiet, a shrine. You heard me, a shrine, a place she has never been before. And there, she is told to swear an oath. Kobura, Yoruba will say Kobura, and that she will not run, that she will pay every money spent on her. Fear enters at first, but it is too late to turn back, because at that moment, she has already been chosen. What she doesn't know is this: the promise of a better life is not what it seems. The journey doesn't just start with a plane. That is the first lie. Instead, it starts with a bus, long hours on the road from Edo State, moving farther away from home. At first, everything still feels normal. She's not alone. There are other girls in the bus. That makes her build so much confidence that they are still on track. Like every other young girl, they were just quiet, hopeful, and nobody talks too much inside the bus. But deep down, everyone is thinking the same thing at the same time. Probably this will worth it at the end. That is the hope they have. Then things began to change. The road became longer than expected. It even becomes rougher and more dangerous. They cross borders, move through unfamiliar places, sometimes in groups, sometimes hidden. Then comes the desert, endless sand, hot air, no comfort, no escape. At this point, fear becomes real, because now turning back is no longer possible. Some fall sick, some can't keep it up, and some pass along the line. But the journey doesn't just stop for everyone. The men guiding them become stricter, colder, less patient. Then comes another stop, a place where they are kept, crowded, uncomfortable, and locked. This is when the truth starts to show itself. Their phones are taken at that point. Their freedom slowly disappears. Questions began to arise. When are we leaving? When will we reach Europe? But the answers are never clear. And for the first time, it hit her. This is not just a normal journey. Something is wrong. But by now, she's already too far from home and she can't turn back in any way. She doesn't even know her way around where she is. By the time they finally reach Europe, everything changes. No welcome, no job waiting for them, no new life. That is when they will know that all what they've been told are all lies. Instead, they're just given a small room, cold, strange, and they are being fully controlled. They don't have a life of their own. Then the truth is revealed, not gently, not slowly, but all at once. She's told, you owe money, a lot of money, thousands of them at that. Sometimes tens of millions. The free trip was never free, and the job she was promised, it was never real. Instead, she is given an order to follow, something she never imagined, something she never agreed to, and if she refused, then the threat begins. They remind her of the oath she took before leaving the country. They remind her that they know her family, her friends, people that are close to her, and when they start threatening her with stuff like that, she starts getting terrified, starts getting scared, because now it is no longer just about her. Her passport is gone, her phone is gone, her freedom is gone, it has been taken, and now she is trapped. Days turn into weeks turn into months. The life she dreamt of, the life she has always imagined before leaving home, becomes something else, something even dark, something she cannot easily escape from. And the worst part, she's not the only one. Many girls from Edo State are in the same situation, different locations, same story. Some try to run, some succeed, and some don't. And for those who stay, every day feels like survivor. The promise that brought her here was never meant to save her. It was meant to trap her. Back home in Edo State, the story is different. Families are waiting, happy and hoping that their child have traveled abroad and possibly in the next few months will be bringing in good things, believing that their daughter has finally made it. Sometimes money comes in, small amount at first, then probably more, just to make the family feel at rest and feel comfortable that their daughter is fine. To the family, it looks like success. They tell others she's doing well in Europe, but they don't know that the truth is, they don't know what she has to go through to send that money to them. They don't just know that she's living a life in fear, being controlled in Europe. This is the life she's forced to live, and many victims keep quiet because speaking out feels dangerous, because going back home feels like failure, because they are still being watched even far away. But not every story ends in silence. Some victims are rescued, some escape, some find help through organizations and law enforcement, and slowly their story began to come out. Stories of deception, stories of pain, stories of survivor. Yet even today, the circle continues. New promises are still being made, new victims are still being recruited, and new journeys are still beginning, just like hers. Because the people behind this, they don't stop. And this is what makes this story truly frightening. This is not just something that happens once. It is something that is still happening till now. Some left home chasing a better life, but never returned the same way. And some never even returned. Some are still out there, still trapped, and still hoping that someone finds them soon. This is not just a story, guys. This is real, and it is still happening as we speak. So the next time you hear someone say, I am traveling to Europe for a better life, remember, not every journey ends well, and you must always stay vigilant, stay at alert, and be guided. Some victims couldn't live to tell their stories, but we will. I am Digital Crime. I will see you guys on the next one.